month on Inside Sailing, we're at the Singapore Straits Regatta, one of 4 yachting events which make up the Asian circuit. We'll also be cruising over to Malacca in Malaysia, where one of the fastest monohulls in the world is under construction, plus an in-depth preview of the prestigious America's Cup.
Oh, just awesome.
Will Team New Zealand's daring new boat design bring victory to the reigning champions? Discover it all on Inside Sailing, next on CNN.
This is CNN.
Neil Pride is a New Zealand-born Hong Kong-based sailor who decided to come and compete despite the Bali bombing. Last year, he won all 4 events with his yacht High Fidelity. He's a successful, high-profile businessman, like many of the expat skippers on the circuit. You've made Asia your home. You left New Zealand a long number of years ago.
More than I want to tell you. Yeah, 40 years ago, actually.
And you've obviously built up a very, very successful business. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we started off in 1970 with my own company making sails for yachts. Like any other sail-making company, we were a little fortunate to be in the right place at the right time when the windsurfing boom came along, and we moved from sail-making for yachts into windsurfing sails. And we, I guess, pretty quickly became the #1 player in the market. And we have been since the last 10, 12, 15 years. We've been market leader.
Pride's business does well enough that he can afford to bring a team of professional sailors to all the events. Running a campaign like this on the circuit will cost up to $50,000 for each regatta. Around half the An overall title sponsor for the Asian yachting circuit is proving harder to come by. It may be easier when the memory of the Bali bombing. Just over the border from Singapore in Malaysia, a world-class yacht maker set up shop and is now producing some of the fastest boats on the Asian yachting circuit. This report now from DK Yachts' high-tech facility in Malacca. Malacca's streets are a fascinating mixture of different historical styles. This Malaysian city, founded in the 14th century, was a major port on the Asian spice route, and its success attracted the attention of Portuguese, Dutch and British invaders. Today, there are few signs of Malacca's great maritime history. But a German company, DK Yachts, is now trying to revive the town's boating industry. Chief Executive Hannes Weimar originally began as a boat builder in Germany, but moved out to Malaysia in 1997 to set up this joint venture with local investors and take advantage of lower costs. They have a fully air-conditioned factory of 8,000 square meters and a workforce of 180.
Because we build in a medium to low-cost labor country, I actually think that we build a better product here than in Germany. In Germany, with the very high cost of labor, you had to really control the amount of hours spent on a project very, very hard. Here, you allow the people just to spend that half an hour, 1 hour more, just to make a nicer job.
Training the workers who had no previous boat-building experience was a slow process for the expats who came out from Germany. But now the quality of their work has led to orders for many of the high-tech composite racers on the Asian yachting circuit. DK's location is convenient for the owners who once would have had to travel to Europe or the US for a world-class yacht builder. Singapore-based Keith Moore is an investment banker who skippers a DK boat in his spare time.
It's just extremely easy to go back, haul the boat out of the water and ship it back to the factory if we need to, which is something that obviously wasn't around in Asia before this.
But DK didn't start out in Malaysia as a yacht builder. The company began constructing lightweight domes for mosques and government buildings. This was a sideline that Weimar had started at his German factory. And when he secured 2 big contracts for domes in Malaysia, he set up DK here in Malacca as a separate architectural business. It worked on many prestigious dome-building projects, including the Malaysian Prime Minister's residence and office. Meanwhile, Weimar's boat-building company in Germany had closed, and he decided the new factory in Malaysia should start making yachts too.
The problem is with our dome system, it's only good for the big dome projects. And we were afraid that there are worldwide not enough big projects to keep us continuously busy. And It's also very difficult to line up each project one after each other. You either have overlaps or you have gaps in between, but then you have 150 people outside in the production, and you have to give them work. So we wanted to diversify the company into two different, completely different things using the same technology.
This is another reason the domes and yachts work well together. It's a CNC milling machine. Most ordinary boat builders can't afford to buy this $1 million computerized tool which creates molds from high-density foam with great precision. This means less glue and resin is needed, thus saving weight, which is crucial on a race boat. And DK is attracting some exciting new projects. Hong Kong businessman Frank Pong has commissioned a new 35-meter yacht made in Hong Kong that's expected to become something special.
It will be very fast. It's a monohull, very narrow, with wings on it, and canting, rotating carbon mast, and a canting keel. It could well be one of the most advanced monohull sailboats in the world.
Hannes Weimer's brother, Max, is in charge of the project at the DK factory.
This boat is completely out of the frame of a normal sail or even race boat, and it has so many features and things in it which are unknown that it is absolutely an exciting project. It will reach at least 35 knots or even more.
DK isn't just building for clients in Asia, it's attracting orders from the US, Australia and Europe because it beats prices in those regions by 10 to 15%. This is partly down to tax breaks from the Malaysian government.
Malaysia is very supportive to companies who do joint ventures here, who bring technology into the country, who re-export, produce here in Malaysia and export overseas. We got awarded, for example, 5 years pioneer status, which means you have tax holidays.
With an annual turnover of $12 million and 2 years' work on its order books, there are plans to expand the workforce by 50%. DK Yachts is opening a new chapter in the maritime history of Malacca.